Nancy Liang.
When I tell people that I'm an environmental consultant, lots of times I get really puzzled looks. Huh? Environmental consultant? Unfortunately, this profession doesn't get the name recognition as a teacher or attorney. And there are definitely lots of misconceptions as well. You may have crossed a series of memes online talking about for different professions, titled What People Think I Do versus What I Really Do. Well, there's one for environmental consultant. Unfortunately, I don't get to save polar bears in my day-to-day life. And I never get to talk to a forest animal like a Disney princess. And I certainly don't encourage industrial sites to pollute the planet more. And this meme definitely speaks some truth to my profession. In my day-to-day job, for most of the time, I spend by a computer practicing my finger agility skills. Once in a while, I work on my bicep curls when answering phone calls. Most of my work can be separated into 3 different categories. There is environmental permitting, compliance support, and also process safety management. When when you build a new facility or bring a new piece of equipment on site, I'm tasked to estimate what are the emissions from that piece of equipment and get appropriate permits from the government. So for example, let's say if you need to do spray paint using a paint booth, then I'll need to figure out the physical property of the paint. For example, the volatile organic compound concentration in the paint, the solids content in the paint. And then we'll have to do these calculations, submit to the agency, and the facility get a permit. Once they get a permit, they will have to start comply with the monitoring, record keeping, and reporting requirements of the permit. Every year, I prepare the emission inventories for facilities where they will provide the actual emissions to state or federal agencies. So for example, when I said the paint booth, a site will have to keep track of what type of paint they're using and the usage of each paint. At a small facility, they may only have a handful of units. However, a large facility, they may have hundreds of units that they require detailed emission tracking. Since last year, I got started with process safety side of business, where I started audit facilities' safety programs to ensure that they have procedures in place that preventing hazardous chemicals injuring the employees or releasing to the environment. Through my line of work, I get to visit all kinds of I don't want to bore you with the details of my day-to-day job, but as you can imagine, there are lots of calculations and reports writing, which get me really excited. My prefrontal cortex is always in a very positive mood. My line work also brings me to learn all kinds of manufacturing facilities. I get to, a day at a client site will be a lot different from a day at my office work. I get to see steel melting in 2,000-degree blast furnace, which become the body of the F-150 that's driving on the road. I get to witness a 2 cubic feet giant block of cheddar cheese grind into pieces that ended up in your Kraft mac and cheese dinner cup. I also get to audit facility that making explosives as a contractor for DoD. It may sound cheesy, but I always have a blast at these facilities. And whenever I visit, I'll bring my bag of tricks, and depending on the safety requirements of the site, sometimes I'll have to put on my steel toe shoes. They're heavy but fashionable. And if it's a food manufacturing site, I'll have to wear a hairnet. Sometimes I'll wear my hard hats with my safety training honor badges on them. And site visit also take me to places. So last month, I was in Kansas, a small town Kansas, almost to the Colorado border, doing an audit at a natural gas facility. And next week, I'll be on the road again, visiting a food ingredient manufacturing site in Iowa. Sometimes the hours can be long, but I got rewarded with the natural scenery. So this is what I saw on the way there. Very pretty clouds, relaxing clouds, blue sky, and also the golden wheat. I'd be lying if I tell you I enjoy every aspect of my life, my job. There are long hours and demanding clients, and we always want reports yesterday. However, at the end of the day, when I reflect on what I do, I really enjoy the challenges that I get to work with. And I enjoy solving problems with my engineering skills and gumption. And lastly, always get reminded how lucky I am to see the beautiful scenery just like this. Thank you.